Okay, so if you're using a multi-process machine that uses perhaps two different types of gas, say if you were doing MIG welding here with CO2 and then TIG welding with argon, or over here if you were doing plasma cutting and then TIG welding, you'd want two different gases going to the welder. And I figured out a pretty easy way to do this, and I'm going to show you just over here. But this is good for any machine where you need two different gases going into it. You can have, so that way you don't have to undo hoses and stuff every time. It's just two simple valves and a T. So let me show you all how to do that. I'm going to move the camera, stick it up on a tripod, and kind of show you all what I built. Alright, so we use these valves here that I get at work, and you can clearly see here that it says that it can handle 450 psi, or I assume you can see that. Yeah, 450 psi. It's just a simple ball valve. It has a hex down inside that you can tighten it in, whatever, if you're tightening it onto something. But these are the valves I used on each side of that T. And so basically I'm just letting either compressed air, when I hook an air hose up to this, in by flipping this open, or letting argon in by flipping this valve open. So super simple setup, saves you tons of time not trying to yank the hoses off the back of your machine, climbing around the back. I actually have it set up to where these sit at the back corner of my machine when it's installed. So I can just reach to the back of the machine when I turn it on, flip the argon on, and I'll be TIG welding, close that off, hook the compressed air on, and I can plasma cut. It's a super fast change, but it's totally worth it on multi-process machines. I know this is very basic stuff, but some people just don't think of it. They put up with all the problems, whatever. My goal is to make your welding easier, especially if you have multi-process machines like I do. All it requires is 2 1/4-inch MPT female valves. I would say 4 brass, I believe these are 1/4 3/8 barbs with 1/4 MPT male threads here, and so that's national pipe thread. You could use Loctite on it, but since it's a tapered pipe, technically if you tighten it tight enough, it should seal. But so do that on both sides, clamp it on using these handy dandy hose clamps. You're just going to stick them on just so it looks professional. You know, face all of your adjustment screws or whatever the same way. So like make sure if you put this one on this way, you don't put this one on this way, then they're not facing the same way. It just looks nice when they're all lined up like this. So that's the finished product. I'm gonna go install it on my welder over there, and then I'll do like a little flyover with the camera.